Sayadaw, are you ready to start the Dhamma talk?
Yeah, we can start.
Sayadaw, and good morning, everyone. Good evening for everyone in the East Hemisphere. Today is the closing of the 7-day Samatha-Vipassanā Meditation Retreat conducted by Sayadaw Aggañña and Sayadaw Kovida. Bande, 我们听到您的声音诶 English channel. 听得见，两个 channel 都听得见。中文。等一下。OK， 现在呢 ？OK， 现在可以了，下了。Monday， 现在可以了。OK， sadhu. So, okay, this morning session is scheduled to last 2 hours, with first hour on talk about meditation by Sayadaw Aggañña, and then the second hour on retreat closing talk by Sayadaw Kovida. Then followed by sharing of merits and group. After the talk, everyone are invited to do some offering, then followed by sharing of merits and group photo session. So may we now invite Sayadaw to start this morning talk about meditation, and may we invite both interpreter Bante to start the translation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Now let us pay homage to the Buddha. Namo tassa 3 times. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So today is the 7 days of our retreat. Because of that also, meditators have practiced their meditations, Anapana meditation. Because of that, some meditators also, they see that they are experience improvement or difficulties or so when the meditator meditate, so they see the light. Also, our meditation teaching is, our theology teaching is, so this nimitta also very important to go the further step. Because of that, most of meditators are they expect to get that light nimitta. So because of that, why this light appear, I would like to talk to you, taking the reference from our theology. So mentioned in the Nibbana Gamini Padipada, so meditation guidebooks and brief guidebooks and also detailed, so very thick guidebooks also. Taking from these books, really our theology taking the reference from the so Abhidhamma commentary also theology explain that is so the light of wisdom by this name also. So one of the Dhamma talk books you can see. So really this the light of wisdom is not Anapana meditation only, any Samatha meditation, Vipassana stage. Vipassana also not Pa'au method only. Other method also some meditators they see that this light. But some meditation master, if they see that this light, oh, this is the upakilesa, defilement of the insight meditation, insight knowledge, and by noting and try to expel, try to so subside this light also. Even not Buddhist only, Jainism or Hinduism or even Christian and Muslim also, when they practice according to their method, they develop the concentration. They see the light. Is it true? Because so some books also mention Christian and Muslim also. This according to their method, they practice. They see that this light. And if you see the Jainism also, they develop the concentration and they see that this light. But they believe this light it comes from the Brahma realms. Also some are created by the creator or they interpret different way. But really, according to our Buddha teaching Abhidhamma point of view, why this light appear? How this light appear? Mentioned very detailedly. This is not from others, really by the mind products only. Because of that, I would like to explain why this light appear. Because really, not the light of the wisdom. Because our Buddha mentioned in the Anguttara Nikaya chapter of the 4 Chittoka Nipada. Bhikkhus, there are these 4 lights. What 4? The light of the moon, the light of the sun, the light of the fire, the light of the wisdom. There are the 4 light of these. So, no, there are the 4 lights. Of these 4 lights, the light of the wisdom is the foremost. Really, wisdom is the mentality. No? Chidatsika, no light, no form, no shape, no color, but that is the metaphor only. So why not the light? The wisdom is no light. So no, uh, but so no, wisdom is similar there. The light also because no, the light is expel the darkness. Also the light is the showing there. So form of the light also, and also it shed the luster also, and also it show the what in things they are also. So you see in this room, if it is dark, when we open the light, to expel the darkness also, because of this fluorescent light, no? They show their light also. Also, they spread that this their luster in this room, because of separating that this their luster, we can see the what are they think real are. In the same way, if you can develop their concentration and when your mind is no, you are because of wisdom faculty, expel the delusion, wrong knowing. In the same way, it the wisdom make the no, so the light of the Vajja also. In the same way, so no, this light is also no, in the wisdom Milinda Panya, not Venerable Nagasena give the simile. It shed the luster and also this wisdom can show the what are the things really are. So we can, because of wisdom faculty, we can show the what are the materiality, what are the mentality, what's their cause and effect, and also we can realize the 4 noble truths because of that. No? So the light of the wisdom, so this is the metaphor, not our Buddha preach. Really, the wisdom is no light. Why this light appear? So no, I would like to explain. That is, so no, our body are no composed of the 4 type of particles. What are the 4 type of particles? No? If you can develop the concentration and after practicing the 4 element and then, so if you pay attention in your body, you can see the very, very minute particle are rising and passing away very quickly. Initially, this is the kalabat rising and passing away only. Meditator can see. But in this particle, we can distinguish what are the karma bonds particle, what are the consciousness bond particle, what are the nutritive bonds particles, and also what are the temperature bond particles. So we can distinguish there are 4 type of particles: karma bond particle, consciousness bond particle, temperature bond particles, nutriment bonds particles. So really particle is the very, very minute size. So that also in the commentary, Vibhenga commentary mentioned this particle size. So you see, so no, you see when the motor car or in our country, so not that dusty land going by bullock cart or horse cart, or at the time behind many dust are floating. This dust is called the Ratari mu. So this Ratari mu divided the 36 portion. One portion is called the Tijari mu. Tijari mu side is so we cannot see by our eye. That side is the not give the example not to realize the simile is, you see this room, if we make the dark room to become dark, later on you see that after darkening in the projector light, so now in the moment do you see that any particle in the rooms? So but after making dark room, and if we pass through this projector light, in this projector light, do you see the many minute particles are floating? So this minute particle is called the Tijari mu. This side is 36 portion, one portion of 36 portion of Ratari mu. This Tijari mu also divided the 36 portion. One portion is called the Anu mu. This Anu mu also by the wisdom, if we divided the 36 portion, one portion is called the Parama Anu mu. So very, very subatomic particles. So that our body composed of these 4 particles are like that Parama Anu size. So even this particle also, according to our Buddha teaching, to become the material substance, there are required the 8 material energy. So you see here that this is the cement, China clay. But according this is the lip of the porcelain. Oh, if we holding, oh, this porcelain is very hard. Really, porcelain is hard, or which is hard? Really, earth element is the nature of earth. Hardness is earth element. This is also one of the quality material energy. After that, because of many very fine clay powder are coheted each other to become this lip. This is water element. After that, so and now because of hot water, warm, this sometimes cold, characteristic. This is fire element. After that, it by press against the mind force, wind element, color, smell, odor, taste, nutritive essence. So combining or coexisting each material together only become the substance. So after that, this this clay, so this porcelain lip making the powder, and after making the powder, this powder also, if you analyze hardness nature, cohesion nature, and the hot and cold nature, and also supporting nature, color, no, odor, flavor, nutritive essence. So we can analyze even the powder of this clay also. We can analyze like that way. No? So in the dust also, if we analyze by the wisdom, there are 8 material energy. In this dust also making the 36 portion, 1 portion of Tijari mu also, there are 8 elements. In the same way, divided the 36 portion of Tijari mu, Anu mu also, if you analyze in this particle also, there are 8 elements. After divided 36 portion, this Anu mu, Parama Anu, 1 Parama Anu mu also, if you analyze by the wisdom, you can see that this 8 ultimate realities, earth element, water element, fire element, color, odor, flavor, nutritive essence. So really, these elements are just nature only, just energy only. After coexisting together only, become the substance. So, no? Therefore, we must see penetratedly their nature. Then, if you are able to analyze, you can remove the wrong view to substance, clay, powder, flour, no? The food, everything in the world, whatever material are. So combine that this 8 material element. 1 element exit also. Other remaining 7 elements are coexisting together. Because of that, these material are called the inseparable material phenomena. So no, awini bhogat rupa, not separate. Earth element exit, other element also exit together. Water element exit, so other element also exit together. Because of that, this material, these 8 material are called the inseparable material phenomena. Because of that, so if we analyze in one particle, there are so at least 8 elements. But so karma bond particles are different. There are 9 types of karma bond particles. What are the 9 types of karma bond particles? That is Chaku Dasaka Kalaba, I decade particles, Soda Dasaka Kalaba, Iya decade particles. So, not so, Kana Dasaka Kalaba, Iya decade particles, Soda Dasaka Kalaba, so nose decade particle, Jengwa Dasaka Kalaba, tongue decade particle, Kaya Dasaka Kalaba, body decade particle, Haraya Dasaka Kalaba, heart decade particle. So after that, so no, so Bawa Dasaka Kalaba, Bawa also it can divide that. So 80 Bawa and Pom Bawa, female decade particle and male decade particle. After that, Jiwita Nawaka Kalaba. Because of 9 element exit in this particle, so life non-net particle. So that's a decade mean that that's a 10. So what are the 10 element is in this I decade particle? So earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, odor, taste, nutritive access, life faculty, and translucency or transparency. Because this Patsara Rupa is very clear, look like the glass, look like the mirror, it's very clear. So in that transparent particle elements only, when the object impinging, then we can see, we can experience, we can know. As the I decade particle, so this Sakupachara clear only when the form impinging, we can see the forms. In the same way, Iya also earth, water, fire, wind, color, odor, taste, nutritive essence, life faculty, and soda pasara. No? Iya transparency elements. So nose also then really I decade particle is exiting in the eye, the small amount of the particle. So ear ticket also that exit in the ear. Nose ticket particle also it exits in the nose. Tongue ticket particle so exit at the tongue. Body ticket particle is exit throughout the whole body. Life non-net particle also exit throughout the whole body. So no, eye, ear, nose, tongue is so according to their concerning those only they exit, but body ticket particle and life non-net particle are it exit throughout the whole body. That is, I explain the 9 type of karma bonds particle. Later, I would like to explain the so signature atakalaba consciousness bond particle. This consciousness bond particle is our Buddha preached there. So 89 consciousness. Among this 89 consciousness, so 14 consciousness cannot produce a particle. That is, so I consciousness. So because of this I consciousness, ear, nose, tongue, and so body consciousness are past karma is produce the particle. So they are arising at concerning do, and so this consciousness cannot produce the particle. So because of that, so dui pincha vinyanas 10. This is resultant consciousness of the 10 because of wholesome and unwholesome rising. And also in material sense-priya consciousness also cannot in material resultant consciousness also cannot produce the particle. This immaterial resultant consciousness is not full immaterial resultant consciousness. Because this resultant consciousness are arising in the immaterial Brahma realms. This realm is no rupa. Because of that also, immaterial, full immaterial resultant consciousness also cannot produce the particle. Because of this 14 cannot produce the rupa kalapa, only the 75 consciousness only can produce the particle. So these 75 are based on the Haraya element. So it arises the, it produces the particle, consciousness born particle. So if you see that there's, in our theology teaching, meditator develop the concentration and pay attention the Haraya and to so meditator trying to twinkle his finger at that time because of desire of twinkling to his finger, that desire produce the particle and so the many minute particles are spread through the arms and it can cause to this body intimation of twinkling this finger. Therefore, meditator can realize how the mind produce the particle from the Haraya. Because of that, so 75 consciousness so based on the Haraya element and it spread so throughout the whole body. This also in that consciousness bone particle, if meditator analyze, so there are 8 materiality are exiting, 8 material elements, earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, so and the kala, so odor, flavor, nutritive essence are exiting. Originally, these consciousness born particles are not bright and shiny, opaque color. So, but so when the meditator so not meditate and develop the concentration, after developing the concentration, so the color of this consciousness born particle is changed. So whiter and whiter, brighter and brighter also. Another one also, in this particle, there are 8 elements. In this 8 element also, temperature, fire elements can produce the new generations. So one after another, you see that this photo, in the particle, there is the fire elements. This fire element produce the one generation to another. So the new New Kalaba also, if analyzed, there are 8 elements. In that 8 element also, fire element produce the new generation like that way, one after another till the energy cease only, no more exiting. So because of that, fire element produce the particle is, it can spread, not internal only, it can spread external also, depend on the body heat, depend on the consciousness concentration, depend on the wisdom, near to far, not far away, internal to the external, it can spread. So million of particles so can produce. So you see how this temperature bomb particle exiting is. So in this room, but this is the because of the weather is cold. In this room, so if I stay alone, temperature is normal only. But after that, many people are gathering in this room. How this room how happening? So become warm, no? Hot. Why? Because of everybody emit the body heat. So therefore, this room become warmer and warmer. More people, more warm. Because of everybody emit the heat, temperature. Really, in this temperature, particles are also including. So like that way, we can understand temperature-borne particle is not internal only, so it can spread external also, depend on the body heat. Sometimes if you do exercise or hard work, or your body heat is more rising up. If you develop the concentration, after developing the concentration power is very stronger and stronger. So your body emitting this temperature-borne particle are exiting near to far away. You will see, you can see. So you see, because of that also, no? Our Buddha aura, because of our Buddha is infinite wisdom, infinite consciousness. Therefore, Buddha aura is can spread 10,000 universe. Is it? Do you believe? So, if you like to believe, so you try to develop, you will realize. No? So, no? This is how the consciousness-borne particle and temperature-borne particle exist in our body. Really, not temperature only. Also, nutritive essence also can produce the new generation. Because of that, one particle is can spread. So like that, two particle. So like that way can spread in the body. So also every day we eat the daily food. That daily food also after chewing there, consuming in our mouth and slowly spread it to in our body, in the stomach also, because of digestive fire or enzyme. So digesting our fire and so digesting our consuming food, and so this nutritive essence also change to the nutritive borne particle, and it can sustain, it can support throughout the whole body to be healthy, to be long life. So like that way, sustain our body. This is the nutritive bone particle. This nutritive bone particle also, it can exist in the body, inside the body only. So it cannot spread. So mostly temperature bone particle only not can spread. So outside the body. So that is, I explain how the particle are exiting in our body. So later on, I would like to explain this how this the, the the light produced in our body. Because if you meditate on the breath, so so what type of mind arising in our body, according to 89 consciousness, when you concentrating on the breath, so that so on the breath, that at that time, so our mind type is arising the sense via whole sun consciousness. According to Abhidhamma teaching, there are 8 type of sense via whole sun consciousness. So when you concentrating on the breath, so at the time, in the moment, based on the Haraya end, so one of the 8 is arisings. What are the 8 sense via wholesome consciousness? One consciousness accompanied by joy, associated with knowledge unprompted. So one consciousness accompanied by joy, associated with knowledge prompted. So that is it, accompanied by joy, associated with knowledge, prompted and unprompted. So then third and fourth is one consciousness accompanied by joy, dissociated from the knowledge, unprompted and prompted. This is 3 and 4. Later, so there, no, 5 and 6 is one consciousness, so accompanied by equanimity, associated with knowledge, unprompted and prompted. That's the 5 and 6. This one pair is the one consciousness accompanied by equanimity, associated with knowledge, unprompted and prompted. So then 7 and 8 is one consciousness accompanied by equanimity, dissociated from the knowledge, unprompted and prompted. This is so 7 and 8. Depend on the prompted and unprompted, depend on the associated with the not knowledge or dissociated from the knowledge. So accompanied by joy or accompanied by equanimity, we can classify there are 8 type of sense via wholesome consciousness. When you concentrating on the breath, when you are noting in, out, what type of consciousness rising, you can distinguish, you can know, no? So among this 8, one is arising, but in the moment, you should not analyze like the detailing associated with joy or not. So, you know, associated with knowledge or not, accompanied by joy or not, no need to discern yet. As much as pay attention on the breath, trying to subside 5 hindrances, that is enough. Otherwise, you may confuse also again. Because sometimes some meditator asks the question, Pandi, I have to analyze. So, no, at the interview time, I have to analyze. So, which mental factor is arising? But in the moment, no need to analyze. At the Nama Kamatana stage, when you discern the mentality stage only, you must discern all these mental factor. So because of that, so as much as concentrate on the breath at the time, so one of the 8 is arising. As a thought process also, which type of thought process arising? This is called the mindful thought process. So mindful thought process is when you're concentrating on the breath. So mindful adverting and also 7 impulsions or 7 jhana mind movements. After that, 2 registration, like that way. So this type of mindful thought process are one after another rising again and again. In the moment also between the 2 thought process also sometimes Bhavangama is arising. So because of that, so you can realize when you concentrating on the breath. So one type of sense via consciousness arising, and also as a thought process, mindful thought process arising. In that mindful thought process, mindful adverting is one consciousness and 11 mental factors are arising. So, and then because of that, totally 12 mentalities are arised. And also, as a jhana mind movement, one consciousness and 33 mental factors are arising. Because of that, you see in that table, Parikama mind movement, Upachara mind movement, Anuloma mind movement, Kotatpu mind movement, and the jhana, this is jhana witi, jhana thought process. But normally, so when you are developing, before jhana state is sense via wholesome consciousness only arising. Because of that, even sense via also, mostly 34 mentalities are arising. So, no? First jhana state also, 34 mentalities are arising. What are the 34? Now we have to see. So, no? That is, what are the 34? So, when you concentrating on the breath, these mentalities are arising. These mental factors are arising. What are them? So, no? The mental factor, phassa, contact, no? Feeling, perception, volitions, one-pointedness, life faculty, attention. So the meaning also touching to the object, touching to the in and out breath, contact, feelings, experiencing the feeling of the in and out breath, perception, making the not in out, so perceiving the object of in and out breath, volitions, organizing the associate consciousness and mental factor to reach towards the objects. So volition is organized the other mental factor to reach the object of in and out breath. One point that is being established calmly, really one point that is, so we call the samadhi concentration. If one point that mental factor is stronger, the mind is fixed on the object. Then number 6 is life faculty, the element of getting the faculties, mentalities, and also attention. Pay attention onto the object. Really, these 7 are called the 7 universal. One mental factor arises, other mental factors also arising together. Because of that, to know the one object, at least require that these 7 mental factors are not required to know the one object, contact, feeling, perception, volition, one-pointedness, life faculty, attention. That is called the 7 universal. Later, 6 occasional, pakinaka. No? That is application of the objects, vitaka. So, vichara, sustainment, taking the object again and again. So, decision, decided on the in and out breath, application on the in and out breath, taking the in and out breath again and again. Energy, viriya, to no, so that is called the surviving to arise on an object, to surviving to arise on in and out breaths, enjoying, lacking for the so in and out breaths, desire, wanting or wishing for an in object, wanting or the, so does wishing of the in and out breath. That is called the 7 occasional vitaka, vichara, adimokkha, variya, piti, chanda. So that also, no, when you discern the jhana factors, so 5 jhana factor, vitaka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekaggara. So this vitaka, vichara, piti are so mental factor. Even Mahakusala Chaita stage also arising. But in the movement of Mahakus, this sense consciousness, they are they are applying onto the in and out breath, jhana stage. So they are applicate and sustain and joining onto the anapana pratipaka nimitta. These are called the 6 occasional. Sometimes associated, these mental factor are all together. Sometimes, so some mental factor are not associated because of that. That is called the occasional. Later, so then 19 beautifuls. So Sopana Chitasika, mental factor associated in the Javana, in the mind movement, the universal beautiful mental factors, 19. What are the 19? Faith, Saddha, the faith or belief of the Buddha teaching, meditations, and also mindfulness, not forgetting the object, not forgetting the in and out breath. Because of that, when you develop the concentration time, mindfulness is not forgets that your object is very important. Then shame, hiri and ottappa, shame and fear, shameful of wrongdoing, fearful of wrongdoing. And then 5 and 6, non-greedy, non-hatred, aloba, adosa. The 7, ever evenness, looking on the object with equanimity, called the trunk tatra mijatata as the Pali. So then, so no later, so kaya pasati, chitta pasati, that is tranquility of mental body and tranquility of consciousness, lightness of mental body and lightness of consciousness. Kaya, uh, kaya lahuta, chitta lahuta. After that, so kaya mudutta, chitta mudutta, flexibility or malleability of mental body and flexibility or malleability of consciousness. Then kaya lahuta, chitta lahu, kaya mudutta, chitta, kaya kaminyata, chitta kaminyata. So that is weirdliness of mental body and weirdliness of consciousness. Kaya pagunyata, chitta pagunyata. Proficiency of mental body and proficiency of consciousness. Kayujukata, Chaitujukata, rectitude of mental body and rectitude of consciousness. These are called the 19 beautiful mental factors. Then the last one is, so the not including the 19, so wisdom faculty. When you meditating on the breath, because of you are believe the three trainings. What are the three? Sila, Samadhi, Panya, morality training, just that concentration training, so no wisdom training. Also, if you practice, you will get the good result. So they are who, because no, this wisdom knowledge are associated. They are who, when you meditating on the in and out breath. So 7 universal, 6 no, occasional, 13 plus 19 beautiful mental factor, totally. So no, 32, 32 plus wisdom, 33. Then no, so plus consciousness, therefore totally, so 34 mentalities are rising moment after a moment. Because of that also, no, when you meditate well on the breath, sometimes you see, because of this mental factor energy, you feel, so your body is look like the floating in the air. Really, to meditate, sometimes say, Bandi, I am meditating. My body is very light, look like the floating in the air. Why? Not other body, not other one lifting to your body. Because of you are meditating, because of this mental factor, your mind is very tranquil, very peace, and you feel your body is look like floating in the air. So therefore, no, if you like to experience, so if you like to the enjoyment of the happiness, so not meditation as much as trying to concentrate and develop. So therefore, no, you will feel that this experience when you meditating on the in and out breath. Therefore, this no, sense pia hosan kostas that are arising, and this mental factor also arising. Because of that, their energy are prevailing, spreading throughout the whole body. Also, after concentrating on the breath, this sense pia hosan kostas are produce the particle from the Haraya, and also that is called the consciousness born particle. In that consciousness born particle, temperature also producing the particle. This particle is spread internal to the external. So therefore, slowly and slowly, the color of this particle are no, from gray color, white color, no, a cotton color. After that, whiter and whiter, brighter and brighter. Therefore, meditator see the so this light. Initially, meditator think this light is come from the outside, or look like the flashlight or appear and disappear. So, but really, this light is not coming from the outside world. Really, from the your Haraya. So, if meditator pay attention, and after developing the concentration and pay attention at the Haraya also, the light is emitting. So like that, no, can see. So because of that, no, so meditator should like to see this one as much as pay attention on the breath and trying to develop the concentration later on. So, no, after concentrating on the breath again and again, in the breath also there is the particle. Consciousness born particle and temperature born particle are exiting. But outside the nose that is called temperature born particle. Therefore, after concentrating on the breath again and again, at the nose, temperature born particle and consciousness born particle also, their color are become gray color, white color, cotton color, and so as a ray later on, very brilliant like a beer at the nose. This is called the Anapana Nimitta. Because of that, no? Why this light appear, how this light appear, I explain briefly, taking the reference from there, our theology teaching from that is no, so the Nibbana Gamini Vidipika books, meditation guidebooks. So I think you may realize, but that also, no, just for this namitta, just for this light expectation, you should not meditate. Otherwise, you will get the pressure. So really, no, when you meditate, as much as try to subtract 5 hindrances and as much as no, try to not arising the wholesome mind, to trying to get the enjoyment, trying to get the happiness of meditation, anapana meditation. Later on, after your concentration power mature, 5 faculty mature, so day by day practicing, then slowly and slowly, gradually, according to your parami, past perfection, according to your present like effort, so gradually you will possess this stage by stage. Because of that, I would like to encourage to you as much as trying to develop and may you not progress and develop the concentration and may you attain the highest place of the Nibbana.
Sadhu, 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 Sayadaw. Sayadaw, we still have about 15 minutes to 9:30. Can we take some question from the floor? If some yogi, they have any question?
Yeah.
Okay. Then Dharma brothers and sisters, if you have any question, you may raise your hand. And Brother Jia Hong will bring the microphone to you.
Dạ kính bạch sư phụ, dạ kính bạch ngài Sayadaw. Dạ hồi nãy con có nghe ngài nói là về cái sắc do nhiệt sanh và sắc do tâm sanh. Dạ con xin hỏi như vậy, khi mà tụi con tập trung lại với nhau trong cùng một khóa thiền thì cái sự tiến bộ vượt bậc so với những cái khi chúng con ở nhà, có phải là những cái sắc do nhiệt sanh đó nó hòa quyện với nhau để nó synchronize không bạch sư phụ? Còn như vậy, nếu mà như vậy đúng thì những vị thiền sư họ đi lên trên núi mà chư vị tập một mình thì nó vẫn tốt hơn như vậy. Vừa giữa hai cái lực đó nó khác nhau với nào? Xin sư phụ hỏi ngài dùm cho tụi con ạ. Sa thú, sa thú, sa thú sư phụ.
Yeah. 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 Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Yeah. 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 Really, so meditator concentrate on the breath. No? Concentrate on the breath only. His concentration better and better only. No? because of this better concentration mind produce the particles. This particle color change and brighter. So meditator so see that this light. Also that the better concentration produce the particle. So in that particle also the fire element Uduja also produce a new generation. So because of original particle also bright, so the new generation of temperature particle also bright and shining. Therefore, meditator see the light. Because of that, meditator must develop the concentration, concentrating on the breath. After concentration power mature enough only, meditator will see that this light.
Any more questions?
Thank you, Sayadaw. I have a questions regarding Sally's earlier questions.
Yeah.
I think she also added, like, if all of us sitting together in the
All sitting
temperature,
together.
just like the power of
Other meditator.
other meditators
Yeah.
help us with the temperature-borne producing particles, so it might be able to help us to lift up our energy, so
Other
we become
meditator
better.
energy lift up the meditator. You mean?
Yes,
Mm.
other meditators, temperature-producing particles can help lift our mentality, and so we can have a better concentration.
Mm.
And her other question was, if there was like some monks in the woods, the forest,
Yeah.
meditate by himself, will he has also the same power?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it will help us for the beginners.
So beginners really sometimes sitting together also better. But because of sitting together, respect each other and so meditator so can more develop, because sometimes if meditators meditate alone, so difficult to control self, because whether he may meditate or not meditate or doing something or so like that way cannot develop. But because of group meditation, respect each other, regularly meditate together, by that way also that meditator so his concentration can develop also. So because of that stuff, sometimes also group meditation is it affected, but energy is not affected. But sometimes also because of the respective food teacher to meditate also as the teacher of as a respect of teacher or as a respect of meditation method also can be developed the concentration. Mm. Mm.
Okay, Sarah, there's one question in the chat group in
Yeah.
Chinese. Okay.
Mm.
顶礼如何放松？弟子佛随念放松了，知道呼吸，一会儿又紧了，不能清楚知道呼吸，或者只喜欢知道出息入息，不是那么清楚。弟子该如何？萨嘟萨嘟萨嘟。
Yeah. Oh. Doesn't matter. So even you are able to know that in or out either one, know that this either one of the breaths. So just relax and comfortably only concentrate on the breath. Also, when I gave the meditation instruction, also when I give the meditation instruction at the time to check the two nostrils, left and right also. Firstly, check the two nostrils by using the finger is better. which nostril is breathing in the moment, left or right. After checking, if it is left side is clearly breathing, pay attention that side is better. He can find his breath. If right side is breathing clear, pay attention right side. So he can find his breath at the right side. Because of that, so like that meditator is, before meditate, check the two nostril, left and right, which one is more easier and more clearer. And then pay attention that side mindfully, comfortably, concentrate on the breath. Don't focus too much physical effort. Later on, he can overcome this tight or tense feeling. And sometimes not feeling disappear, whole body will disappear and he can abide comfortably, concentrating mind and the breath only will remaining. Because of that, in the moment, if he is able to know in breath or out breath, know there, one breath in, after his mindfulness is sharper and sharper, he will notice both breath also. Sometimes if it is, the breath is so fine, so delicate, because of that, if we can't distinguish, if we cannot distinguish in or out also, it does not matter. At the nostril, so just shaking and vibrating also, this is the breath and trying to concentrate on that saturation also. At that moment also, don't focus too much effort on the subtle breath also. He will encounter again that is tight and dense. Just comfortably, mindfully concentrate on the subtle breath. So adjust his effort and so mindfulness, so he can develop this mindfulness of breathing.
Sayadaw, there's one question in the chat group. Sayadaw, 请问很多禅修者感觉到能量，请问能量跟色聚有关系吗？萨度萨度萨度。
So that is not directly affected because of group meditation. So not because of so meditating together. So respect each other and so indirectly only maybe upanisaya bichya only maybe support each other.
Sadhu, 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 Sayadaw. Any question from the floor? Okay, there's
again. I'd like to know, Sayadaw, how we, body or mind, generate our breath.
How generate body and mind our breath?
How our body or mind, I don't know which one, generate breath. How we generate breath.
Because of desire of wishing to the breathing and breathing out, we are breathing, producing the breath, making the breath. Because of desire of wishing of breathing in and out, so it makes the breath.
From our desire.
Yeah.
Thank you.
sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sayadaw, there's one question. 弟子如何做到不注意呼吸？对，明明入出息在动。sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
The movie is other parts of the movie to ignore. Yeah. Doesn't matter this movement of the breath also, you should not pay attention movement. As a breath only pay attention. Is it possible? So don't pay attention to the movement. Pay attention of in-breath, out-breath. You should change your attentions.
Sayadaw, two more questions in the chat group. Okay. Wonder Sayadaw, if my touching point keep changing during one sitting, how should I focus? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
It does not matter so the point of change also, touching point change also doesn't matter. You must have the confidence which position is better to concentrate well on the breath. At that point, know you are in and out breath. That is the better way.
May I have one question?
Mm.
So for some of us, the environment, like the for example, the meditation hall, some place help us to concentrate better, and some place seem to suck the energy out of us. Is there such like deva supporting meditation or something like that? Is it really happening, or why is it such differences in our mind? And
Yes, in the Visuddhimagga also mentions awasa, dwelling place also one of the supporting cause to develop the concentration and wisdom. Because of that, maybe some places related with you in past life, you can develop easily. Or sometimes some place good energy, good weather, good climate. So quiet and so peace. So you can more develop concentration. So among the seven suitability also, dwelling place is one of the supporting cause.
Sadhu, sadhu, Sayadaw. Sarah, one more question in Chinese in the chat group. 李静 Sayadaw, 请问 Sayadaw 基所说 stop thinking 是什么意思？是指没有妄念吗？感恩 Sayadaw， sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
As much as because our mind, so without object cannot stand. Because of that, so normally our mind nature is to like the evil object. Instead of thinking the evil object, we must substitute so the breath and concentrate on the breath mindfully, respectfully, dutifully. So later on, gradually, evil mind may not arise. If arise also, so it cannot last long. Because of that, so as much as not pay attention to the evil object and pay attention on the breath, then you can develop your concentrations.
Sadhu, 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 Sayadaw. Thank you very much for your valuable teachings today. And thank you, our interpreter Bande, for the translation. May we take a 5 minutes toilet break before we proceed to invite Sayadaw Kovida to start today's retreat closing talk. Sadhu, 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 Sayadaw.
Sadhu, 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 sadhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Sayadaw. Damadasi 那个 camera 的 battery 没有 charge。Bande Damadasi。 Pandey 的
我
Mata
刚才
Si。
刚才转 camera，所以要打掉这个架势了。
哦，OK OK，sadhu sadhu。 Dear Dharma brothers and sisters, please be seated. We will invite Sayadaw Kovida to come to the session. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Vietnamese, Sayadaw, are you ready to start the Dhamma talk?
It's okay. We can start now.
Sayadaw Kovida?
Okay.
Sayadaw Kovida? Sayadaw,
Can
did you turn
hear?
on the interpretation English?
Okay.
Okay, just
I
okay,
have.
okay, okay. Vietnamese, Sayadaw, and good
Mhm.
morning, everyone. Okay, now we would like to invite Sayadaw to start today's retreat closing talk. And may we invite both interpreter Bante to start the translation. Sadhu, sadhu.
Okay.
One email.
Okay, so now we will pay homage to the Buddha by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. So today, as closing retreat, I should explain to guards 6 stars according to the Buddha's teaching. So when we talk about improvement, many people also ask me, how can we protect our concentration? Then how should we continue our meditation? And so on. So when we are going to talk about the maintenance or improvement, that we have some rules and regulations laid down by the Buddha. If we can guard these 6 stars, we can improve. Although we cannot improve, at least we will be able to maintain our concentration. The first one is Kamaramata, delighting in activities. So that means as lay person or as an ordained person, if we like to join many activities, then we cannot improve. In our community, we may have many different activities, such as birthday parties or maybe birthday ceremony. Then we may also have many other types of activity, such as wedding ceremony or anniversaries, or there are many, many anniversaries, right? Company anniversaries, wedding anniversary, many, many anniversaries. If we are going to celebrate big festival, we have to arrange many different things. It will make us busy unnecessarily. That is why if we delight in activities, we cannot improve. That's why we have to guard this kind of time. So that means.
Sayadaw, sorry.
So anything?
Sorry, Sayadaw, could you please hide the presenter view?
Presenter view?
Yes, because on your slide, we cannot see the full screen of the slide.
I see.
Yes, there are
Okay,
3 dots. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I see.
Sadhu,
Presenter
sadhu.
view.
Sorry, Sayadaw. Yes.
Okay. I know. Okay. So delight in activities, right? This is the first part. Okay, now the next one, Bhasaramata, delighting in compensation. So in the case of Bhasaramata, actually I have to explain very many things in detail. That is why it will take a little bit longer time. The main thing is, if we have a lot of compensation when we are meditating, it will be a big obstacle. That is why we should avoid making a lot of compensation when we are meditating. Then actually, the Buddha also recommended some special subjects or special ways to speak. Anyway, I should introduce 6 steps first. Later, I should elaborate little by little. The third one is Nidharamata, delighting in sleeping. So if we like sleeping too much, then sometimes we enjoy drowsiness too much. It also can be an obstacle. That's why this is also one of the tasks we have to guard. Then 4, Sanganikaramata, delighting in communication. Okay, although we say communication, here we should also say we may join in many association, organization. Then if we are member of many committees, organization, association, then it will be very difficult for you to improve. That's why Sanganikaramata is also one of the obstacles. The next one, Bhojane Amatanyuta. Okay, here this is a moderate in food, right? So in the case of obstacle, it must be not moderating in foods. So later I should elaborate this one. 6, Indriyesu Gutta Dwarata, guardian sense doors. In the case of guardian, we can also say Indriyesu Agutta Dwarata, not guardian sense doors. It will affect our meditation. That is why when we are going to meditate, we have to guard all these things. That means we must not follow all these things. Then if we are not protecting ourselves from all these things, we cannot improve. Then whenever we talk about the declinations of concentration, we also should know that the defilement is the first things, very important things. If we are influenced by defilements, we cannot improve. Not only that, if we have very strong defilements, then we will lose our concentration. That is why to protect ourselves from defilements is also really very important. So now, if we elaborate about all these things, I should say Bhasaramata, Bhasa, talking, compensation. The Buddha recommends Kalavadi, speaking in the proper time. So in our community, there are many different people, different backgrounds, different tempers. If we speak something undesirable to their minds, then there will be the problem. So we must know the time. You may remember the Buddha's speech. If it's beneficial and truth, then the Buddha will say timely. Although true things, we must speak timely. If untruth, we should avoid. Although it is beneficial, we must speak timely. It's also important. That's why Kalavadi, speaking in the proper time. So when somebody is angry, we should not talk too much, right? then if someone is very greedy, we should not talk about many other desirable things or desirable objects to him. So when we are going to practice, we must be very careful. Sometimes if we speak many unnecessary things, then it will be a very big obstacle to our practice. Then 2, Buddhavadi, telling the truth and the nature. That means we must tell the truth. So we may have many different types of truth. So whenever we talk about the truth, we should also talk about 5 senses. If we see, we must say, I have seen. If we have never seen, okay, I must say we must never seen. I have never seen. Similarly, hearing, if we have heard something, we can say, I have heard it. If we have never heard, we should say, I have never heard. We should say the truth. What about when we see, hear, smell, taste, touch, and thinking? If we don't see also, we must tell the truth. This is called Buddhavadi. Not only that, we also have to talk about the nature. For example, we may talk about the nature of mind, the nature of meditation, the nature of concentration, the nature of insight knowledges. So all these things can be considered as Buddhavadi, telling the truth and the nature. Then we have the next one, Atthavadi, telling beneficial things for the present and future welfare. Sometimes we just talk about something beneficial for the present moment. Sometimes some of the conversation will be very useful for the future. So the main thing is, if some of the speech are very beneficial for whole life, it will be the best. That's called Atthavadi. So that means whenever we are going to talk about something, we also have to consider the listener's condition. When it's beneficial for the listeners, we can speak it. That's why Atthavadi is also important. The Buddha recommended to speak only beneficial things. For example, now all the meditators are meditating. Then if we discuss something about meditation, it will be beneficial for current condition. Not only that, when they go back their home, if they can continue meditating, then it will be beneficial for them also. So the main thing is, if our conversation makes somebody meaningful, beneficial, that means Atthavadi. The next one, Dhammavadi, telling related to 9 supramundane dhammas. Okay, it will be too high. Because supramundane dhamma is 4 personalities, 4 functionalities, and nibbana. That's why if we say telling related to 9 supramundane dhammas, it will be very high quality. We can also understand another way. We can tell many subjects that leads to nibbana. For example, when we talk about concentration, it can lead to insight knowledges. Now, insight knowledges also can lead to path and fusion knowledges. Path and fusion knowledge will take nibbana as object. That is why Dhammavadi means we must tell something related to 9 supramundane dhammas. That means something that leads to nibbana. For example, we may talk about Noble Eightfold Paths. We may talk about meditation. We may talk about Four Noble Truths. We may talk about Four Satipatthana. We may talk about Five Spiritual Powers, Seven Enlightenment Fetters. All the things can subside our defilements. Also, it can lead us to Nibbana. This is called Dhammavadi. Okay, now we have another part, 5, Vinayavadi. Telling related to restraint, samvara, and removing the defilements, Pahana. This is called Vinayavadi. Mostly when we talk about Vinaya, people also understand as Buddhist monastery rules, or Patimokkha rules, or some duties of bhikkhus. But here in this case, Vinayavadi also means samvara, restraint. Restraint means we have to guard our sense doors. If we can guard our sense doors, we can say samvara. Then not only that, if we can protect ourselves from unwholesome deeds, unwholesome actions, unwholesome speech, unwholesome thoughts, this also can be considered as restraint. That if we can tell somebody how to restrain or how to guard our sense doors, how to protect ourselves from wrongdoings, wrong actions, wrong speech, wrong thoughts. This is called Vinayavadi. Not only that, removing the defilements, Pahana. Of course, as the new meditators, we cannot totally eradicate the defilements. When we can attain path and fruition knowledge, we can eradicate all types of defilements without remainder. So as long as we are meditating, at least we can subside the defilements. According to Buddha's teaching, we also have one thing in Pali, Pahana. Pahana means by substitution, we can also remove the defilements. For example, when we have unwholesome thoughts, we can substitute wholesome thoughts for unwholesome thoughts. This also can be considered as Pahana, removing or abandoning. For example, you may have many wrong thoughts when you're meditating. Then you may recall good action you have done in the past. This is also called substitution. So sometimes you may remember many things you have done in the past, many wrong things you have done in the past. When you have this kind of conditions, you can also recall like a jaga, charity, or generosity, or some offering in the past. Then it can make your mind happy. In this way, we can substitute unwholesome thoughts, the wholesome thoughts for unwholesome thoughts. This is also called Pahana. Of course, when we can practice samatha very well, when we can attain jhana, we can subside, we can suppress all the unwholesome minds, unwholesome thoughts, and defilements. This is also called removing or abandoning defilements. So when we talk about Vinayavadi, we must remember this is true. Restraints and removing or abandoning. So we can talk about all these things, how to do, what to do. When we have defilements, how to overcome. For example, by doing Buddha Nusati. We wish to overcome lobha. So traditionally in Myanmar, I have already learned Buddha Nusati since I was very little boy. Then we also say, whenever I am greedy, I remember the Buddha who does not have any greed. Whenever I got angry, I remember the Buddha who does not have anger. Whenever I'm arrogant, I remember the Buddha who does not have arrogance. By recollecting Buddha's quality, we can also remove or overcome the defilements. There are many negative factors, negative thoughts in our thought process. To overcome any of these wrong thoughts, we can use many different methods. The main thing is we must be able to overcome defilements. Even to overcome dosa, we can find 11 different ways in Visuddhimagga. It's too much. Then there are many other ways we can also use. Mostly, when we get angry, we also recommend to do metta meditation, radiating loving kindness to all living beings. We also recommend to radiate compassion, sympathetic joy, equanimity. It is also possible to overcome the defilements. But anyway, as long as we are trying to overcome the defilements, or when we are talking about how to overcome defilements, then this proper compensation we call Vinayavadi. I have said, when we have very strong defilements, it will make our concentration weaker. That is why, when we wish to improve our concentration, we must give up or subside the defilements. It's also really very important for the meditators. Okay, now we have to move the next part. Nidhanavadi, the speech that should be kept in the heart forever. So some of the speech we can keep in our hearts. Then we may remember any time. So, for example, I have many different teachers. I have in the Pali school, also I have Pali teachers. I call in the London school, right? Then after learning meditation, also I have meditation teacher. So there are many different awaras. Some of the awaras are really very useful. For example, my teacher said something about renunciation when I was very young. As an ordained person, at least we must plan to renounce the words, to meditate. If we don't have any plan to meditate or to renounce the words, it's meaningless of ordination. Then I remember this Ovada. Whenever I'm lazy, so in this case, only very simple Ovada, it will be useful for whole life. Okay, I will give another example of my teacher. When I was in Pali school, my teacher gave Ovada to all the learners, all the students. He says, don't try to be Dhamma-toka. Now I mean Dhamma-toka now, right? If you are a famous Dhamma talker, you can get a lot of gain. You can also be famous. But if you don't have students, you cannot maintain your lineage. Then not only that, if we cannot maintain our lineage, this is the one reason. Another thing is, there are many things we cannot do. For the my teacher's case, there are many things he cannot do. Because our lifespan is limited. If teacher cannot do, the student will continue. So that means, as ordained person, my teacher also recommends, don't try to have many devotees, just trying to have many students. If we have many students, we can sustain Buddha dispensation. Somebody will carry on our duties. That is why some of the aura are very useful. Mostly, when I give Dhamma talk, I just use many material from many different texts. I just want to show something to my students. If you have learned many things, you can use many material in your Dhamma talk. I also encourage them to learn more. If somebody wishes to go to Bali school, just go to Bali school. Learn well. So that means if I have many students like this, there are many things I cannot do in this very life. They will continue my duties. Sometimes they can do better than me also. Right? In this way, we should say, Ovada, speech. Some of the Ovada can keep in our hearts whole life. Very valuable. So when we speak, then we must use valuable statements, maybe memorable statements, or valuable admonishments. It will be better for the community. So when we talk about Passaramata, like delighting in conversation, right? Sometimes we just talk about many useless things. We may talk about the movie, music, history, many things, right? Sometimes they will talk about cosmetic, clothes, designs, many things actually. That if we speak many things like this, it will be useful for businessmen, but not useful for meditators. That is why, Nitanavati, we must speak special statements or special admonishments to keep in somebody's heart, that they may keep in their hearts forever. This is called Nitanavati. Canon 7, Sabatesam, telling the simile. The Buddha himself used many different similes. Okay, for example, many people ask, when Arhat passed away, their dead body remain. Where their mind go? They have this kind of question. How should we answer? If we study Ratana Sutta, they mention Khinam Puranam Navanati Sambhavam in that stanza mention. Dira Nipandi Yathayam Patipo. The statements there. The Buddha gives simile. So if we just say, the mind disappears, the mind ceases, it's very easy to say, but they cannot understand the meaning clearly. That's when the Buddha gives the simile, the example. Okay, now you can see some lighting behind me. Or maybe too small, you may not see, maybe, right? Surely all are wax. Also, there's also wick, there's also flame. 3 things. As long as there's a wax, there's a wick, there will be the flame. So gradually, the wax will dry up, the wick will become shorter and shorter, then there's no wax, no wick, no more flame. We cannot say where the flame go, right? When there's no wax, no wick, no more flame. If somebody asks where the flame go, we cannot answer. Similarly, in the case of an arahat, as long as there's a defilement, there is a karma, then there will be the life. If there's no more defilements, no more karma, no more life. Because Arhat has already eradicated the defilements without remainder. Then they have never accumulated any new karma in their very life. Whatever good thing they have done is only functional. That is why their life, although they have done many good things, it cannot produce future life. Okay, this is the simile. Actually, when we study in the Tipitaka, there are many similes, hundreds of simile, maybe thousands of simile we can find in Buddha's teaching. So sometimes, if somebody cannot understand clearly, we can also use the simile. It will be easier for them to understand. So we may have the next one. Priyantavati, there is a boundary or limitation of speech. We must be careful with this one. Sometimes we don't have any special topic. Speaking this, speaking that, talking about this, talking about that. We don't have any particular topic. It will be endless. So we must have a special topic to discuss. For example, when we are going to talk about anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing, it should be only that topic. Don't take another topic. When we are going to talk about morality, it should be morality. To emphasize on morality. If we go to many other things, endless. So there must be boundary of conversation. There must be limitation of speech. We can also set our own rule. For example, I will speak up to that level. If more than that, I will not speak. We can also set our own rules and regulations to follow. It will be easier for conversation. Actually, almost all the rules are protector. The rule and regulation also can protect us. It also can protect our community. That's why there must be rules and regulations, the boundary, the limitation of speech. Okay, now we have the last one, Atta Sanhita, together with benefits and welfare. So that means in every conversation, there must be something useful. Okay, now I have to talk about 9 qualities of speech. These 9 are called the quality of speech. If we are speaking one of these 9, it's useful conversation. If we are speaking many other things apart from these 9, that means we are just making conversation, not that much beneficial for our life. In the case of Bhasaramata, we just make conversation, right? For example, we have telephone. We may say, hello, how are you? When we are lazy, we may contact somebody. Hello, how are you? What are you doing? Right? So when we have that kind of conversation, although we don't have anything special, we just contact somebody, speak, right? When we have this kind of habit, then we cannot improve our concentration. Passaramata, be careful. Don't delight in conversation too much. It's something useful. Speak it. Talk about it. It will be more beneficial for our practice, more beneficial for the listeners. Okay, now, again, Nidharamata, sleeping. Oh, be careful. When we talk about Nidharamata, delight in sleeping, here I list out the first one, Seya Sukha, enjoying the luxurious bed. So now, in the furniture house, you can find very good mattress, right? Some mattresses are very soft, very luxurious. Then lying down on that kind of mattress, you enjoy the pleasure of mattress. Then this is also called Seya Sukha. When we have this kind of habit, we cannot improve. Fortunately, as an ordained person, we don't have luxurious mattresses. We have very simple beds, very simple mattress. Right? When I live in Powder, even I don't have mattress. Right? Anyway, if we can live simply, not that much luxurious, is much better. So if we use very luxurious things, we become lazy. We enjoy more. Right? We just enjoy luxurious things. We don't wish to meditate. That's why if we enjoy too much luxurious things, luxurious bed or sitting on something, then this is also called Nidharamata. Another one is Passa Sukha, enjoying lying on the most comfortable side. Maybe left side or right side, right? You may lie down. Then maybe on the back, you may lie down. You enjoy sleepiness. Then this is also called Nidharamata. If we have this kind of enjoyment, then we cannot improve our meditation. This also can be an obstacle. Okay, the last one, Metta Sukha, enjoying sleepiness, although one has woken up. Sometimes we have already wake up. We keep closing our eyes. We don't want to get up. Like, just enjoying drowsiness, right? Drowsiness is also really very luxurious, right? Then, if we enjoy like this is also called Nidharamata. So if we have all these types of things, it will become an obstacle for our improvement. Though, again, a few more steps. Now today I have already talked about Kamaramata, Vasaramata, Nidharamata, right, in detail. Then we have to continue the next one. Sangnikaramata, delight in communication. Okay, what kind of communication should we have? The first one, ditthi, view. Another one is sila, morality. When we have the same view, the same idea, we can communicate well. When we have different idea, right, different way of understanding, we can argue or we can debate. Sometimes when we communicate here and there too much, sometimes debating, sometimes arguing, then it's not the way to improve. Similarly, sila, morality. Actually, when we talk about the community, if our moral standards, the level of our morality is quite far, even we cannot live together. I remember one case in Malaysia. In the year 2013, I have been to Malaysia. I spent one month there. And we also have one for our branch. in the mountain sides. There are many young people, young Myanmar workers there. All of them undertake 5 precepts. That means they don't take any alcohol, even they don't smoke. Not only that, they also memorize many chanting. Before they have dinner, they chant. Very long chanting, including Pacyanirisa, very long chanting. After that, they may have dinner. There is some, if newcomer arrive at that monastery, or maybe if they have to live together with the workers there, they have to try to harmonize with that group, because that group is very strong already. They have good character, good habits, good practice, good learning. They also know how to do kapiya, how to be good kapiya. When newcomer come, they have to learn a lot from them. But some of them, for example, some drunkard, come and work in that monastery. They're going to live together with that community, because many good people there. If bad people come, they cannot live anymore. Similarly, among the bad community, a good person cannot live there. That is why, if we have maybe the same level of sila or similar level of sila, we can live together, we can work together, we can discuss together. Similarly, PATVDH, the same view, the same idea, the same theory, the same understanding, that we can harmoniously work together. If our idea, our way of understanding is quite far, we cannot discuss. Sometimes our knowledge level also quite far, that we cannot discuss. When we talk about communication, now we must be very careful, right? If somebody is very lower in morality, sure, we cannot associate, we cannot communicate easily. Anyway, if we delight in communicating too much, sometimes our level will become weaker and weaker. We have to degrade our level. If we want to upgrade our level, we must follow higher person. So communication is also important, because our environment can affect our practice. That is why, in the case of Sanika Ramada, delighting in communications, we must avoid some different people, different idea, different morality, sometimes quite far. It's more important to avoid. So if we delight in a lot of communications, then our concentration will decline. We cannot maintain. Then 5, Bhojana Metta Nyutta, moderating in foods. Actually, there are many things we should talk about Bhojana Metta Nyutta. Moderating in food means, the first one, when receiving, we have to receive only proper amounts we can consume. So sometimes we have a lot of donation in the monastery. When we go for collecting foods, then we have to accept only proper amount we can consume. Sometimes it's not that easy, because many donors come, they will to offer many different things. When that kind of thing happen, when eating, we can moderate in foods. That means we must eat proper amounts, or suitable amount and suitable foods. This is called moderating in foods. If we are not moderating in foods, we cannot improve our meditation. I think Venerable Aggañña also has talked about supporting causes. Right? He talked about supporting causes, foods, weather, environment. These are supporting cause of meditation. Temperature is neither too cold nor too hot. It's a good weather, good temperature to meditate. Similarly, our living place is also good enough to warm our body or to cool down our body, neither too cold nor too hot. Then this will be suitable supporting causes. Now we talk about the foods. Actually, food is also one of the supporting causes of our improvement. That's why moderating in food is also important. If we eat a lot, we may feel drowsy. That's why we must be very careful, right? Bhajana Metta Nyutta, this one is also important. Okay, now the last one. Indriya Yesu Gudha Dwarata, garden sense doors. So here in this case, garden sense door means we have eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind also. When we are wise, now whatever thing we see, we may not have attachment, we may not have hatred, we may not have delusion. That means defilements cannot arise. If our mind is unwise, whatever thing we see, defilement will arise. Then it will be for declination of our concentration. Similarly, when hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. In modern society, there are many enjoyable things. For example, color. When you go to the supermarket, you can see many colorful things. Okay, for example, even telephone. Different size, different color, different screen. Very attractive. The shape, the color, everything, right? It's pleasing your eyes. When something can please our eyes, we have attachment. If something displeases our minds, then we have anger. Something unpleasant in our minds. You can say we have dosa. Then again, everywhere, the sound. For example, now we have earphone, for example, right? Some earphones are really very good quality. It's pleasing ear, right? Anyway, now in modern society, we have many enjoyable things to see. Okay, practically, how big your TV in your home, right? At home, you may have very big TV screen, right? For your eyes. Similarly, you may have very good sound box, sound system in your home, together with the TV, to please your ear, right? So that means, in modern society, there are many enjoyable things. I just give some example. Similarly, smell. It's not that easy, right, to find any piece of material without smell. As far as I remember, in around the year 2008 or around that time, whenever I have to give Dhamma, I have to use MP3. Maybe, I'm not sure, the creator or something. Creator or something, that kind of MP3. They come with a box. They use perfume. When we open the box, very good smell. Even, the MP3 is just for recording and listening, right? But they also attract people with smell, right? So that means everywhere, okay, practically detergent, soap, handkerchief, snow towel, tissue, In our daily life, actually, many things with the smell, with the perfume, right? So that means every day we have many enjoyable things. That's why it's very easy to have attachment to it. Similarly, for the tongue, the most difficult thing is the tongue, actually. We cost a lot of money for this tongue. Every day we eat, whether suitable or unsuitable, we don't think about it. Just take whatever that we like. This tongue also caused many problems in this body. We have to suffer from many sickness, right? This is called Indriyasu Akutta Dwarata. If we don't guard our sense doors, we cost a lot of money. Not only that, we also have to suffer a lot. So that's why if we have all this kind of quality, okay, now the last one, if we can guard our sense doors, it will be more beneficial for our practice. Okay, so we have to guard these 6 stars. These are the foundations of our improvement. Not only in meditation, when we are learning also, right? Don't join in any activities, just emphasize on learning. Similarly, don't make many conversation unnecessarily. When we talk about our lesson, okay, no problem. Talk about new subjects, okay, no problem. So even in learning, we can also use all these 6 stars. So here I use da, right? Kamarama da, 1 da, right? Basarama da, 1 da. So there are 6 words in the end, das. That's why I use 6 stars. So these are to guard your life. If you want to improve, then you must follow all these things. Okay, now for the meditators today. So unfortunately, I cannot go to USA, right? But anyway, I'm doing 2 retreats. Now I'm also giving Dhamma talk to 2 different groups. Now in front of me, the one group, then also in Zoom link, another group, right? Anyway, if somebody asks, why we cannot improve our concentration? Why we lost our concentration? Why our concentration power become weaker? If somebody asks this kind of questions, I may have these stars. I will pinpoint these stars. If we cannot protect these stars, our concentration quality will become weaker. Sometimes we will lose. We call asapaya gojara, unsuitable conditions, unsuitable domains, unsuitable results. So 5 and 6, actually I should add Bhojani Amadanyuta, okay? It is Agutta Dwarata. If we don't moderate in foods, no guidance sense doors, then it will be for declination of concentration. Then, if I have to answer a little bit more, there are 3 things that make our concentration weaker. The first one, kilesa dipa. Kilesa dipa means very strong defilements. That means very strong attachment, very strong anger, very strong arrogance, very strong delusions, very strong doubt or skepticism, then it will be the problem of declinations. Not only that, I have already said, asapaya gojara, these 6 stars. Then this also can make our concentration weaker. The last one, ananu yoga, not practicing properly. Although I give the same instruction to all the students, It depends on how they accept and how they practice. There will be different results. That is why Ananda Yoga not practicing properly, respectfully, then there will be different results. We cannot expect improvement. So one more thing for your information, Appamada. This Pali word is very popular in Buddhist tradition. Appamada, everywhere we can find. Okay, very close to you in the Dhammapada, one chapter about Appamada. We have many different translations. Appamada means heedful, vigilant, diligent, many meanings of Appamada. Okay, here I should introduce a few things about Appamada. When we say Appamada, we also need consistent effort, especially when we are going to do good things. Similarly, now for meditators, if you have consistent practice, you can improve. This is also called Appamada. Another one is respect. So if something is valuable, we must respect. For example, you may have jewelries. If somebody has jewelries, he or she may respect jewelry. He or she may use jewelry very carefully because it's valuable. Then you may have many other valuable things. When you know it's valuable, you may use very carefully. You may protect that one. Similarly, meditation is meaningful, useful, valuable. So we can buy jewelries in the shop, but we cannot buy concentration in any shop. We have to do by ourselves. It's valuable. It's come from our ability, not come from other. So if we respect the value of concentration, then we will practice respectfully. If we know it's valuable and meaningful, useful, we may do respectfully. That is why if we practice good things respectfully, this is also called Appamada. So whenever the Buddha talk about Appamadena Sampadeta, you must remember, right? These two, consistent practice, or we can also say respectfully practice. It will be more useful for your future, okay? So today, I think I should stop here, right? Then again, you may have many questions in your practice also, right? But today will be the last day for you as a group. Maybe some of you will join the second retreat there. Anyway, the main thing is we are doing valuable things for our life. If we can do respectfully, we can improve. So may you all be able to practice the 3 trainings, and may you all be able to achieve jhana or inside knowledge or any higher attainment. May you all be able to realize the final cessation and not suffering.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Sayadaw. Thank you for your valuable teaching today. Because it is like 8 minutes past 10:30 now, so shall we reserve the question and answer to the this evening Dhamma talk? Sayadaw?
Okay.
Can we reserve the question to this evening Dhamma talk?
Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's okay.
We will have the Bojanga, talk number 7. Yes. Okay, dear Dhamma brothers and sisters, if you have any question, you may send to the Zoom chat, or you may reserve your question for tonight's Dhamma talk. Okay. So now Thank you very much for Sayadaw's teaching, and thank you, Interpreter Bante, for the translation. May we invite Sayadaw Aggañña and Sayadaw Kovida to lead us in making aspirations and sharing of merits. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so I think, okay, if Bante Aggañña can do it, will be better, right? He's there. I will use my microphone, right? Okay?
Yes, sadhu, sadhu,
Bante,
sadhu.
you can please share merit for all the devotees.
Sadhu, sadhu. Sarah, we don't hear any sound. Okay, maybe the microphone is not on.
Ittavada cha amehi sambadam punya sambadam sabbe diva anumodantu sabbe buddha anumodantu sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampati sediya irano nyatinang hotu Sukita hontu nyatayo irano nyatinang hotu Sukita hontu nyatayo irano nyatinang hotu Sukita hontu nyatayo Imasame vihare cha arame Imasame vihare cha arame Adiwata cha devata Anumoditwa imam punyam Rakhantu jina sazanam Mama irame punyam Asawakyam Wahan hotu Irame punyam Nigbanasa Pichio hotu Mama punya bagam Sabasadanam Bajemi Me samang Punya bagam Labantu Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Bhavantu Sava Mingalan Rekantu Sava Devata Sabha Buddha Nubhavina Sada Sukhi Bhavantu Te Bhavantu Sabha Mingalan Rekantu Sabha Devata Sabha Dhamma Nubhavina Sada Sukhi Bhavantu Te Bhavantu Sabha Mingalan Rekantu Sabha Devata Sabha Sangha Nubhavina Sada Sukhi Bhavantu Te.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Sayadaw, and thank you everyone for your time and participation. And thank you, our interpreter Bantes, for the translation. Shall we invite Sayadaw, Bante, Sialis, and everyone to go to the main shrine hall to do a group photo taking, and then followed by the lunch dana today. And that will end our closing retreat closing session today. Tonight, at the same time, 7 p.m., Sayadaw Kovida will continue with the Bhujanga Sutta talk number 7. So till we meet again the next session, may all be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.